And we are back. We are back from California for another episode from hang on. I need some coffee.
I'm with you there.
Yes, it's coffee. I have coffee today, and we're here on the Tim and Jim show. The words are not coming out today, Jim. I'm Tim Stone, hanging out here in the woods. Hang on, need more coffee. Let us know what you're drinking. Are you drinking coffee or tea? Hang on. Okay. I'm with Stone Social Media Solutions. I don't know what's going on today, Jim. The show can only get better. I'm turning it over to you because this just isn't working out for me this morning.
Well, good morning, everyone, from Marietta, Georgia, the outskirts of Atlanta. And I'm excited, Tim, about several things. One, we got to see each other in person at Social Media Marketing World. We actually
Yeah.
went to dinner the Friday night before everybody really got there and had
Yeah.
tacos at a really good taco place. And so that
Yeah.
was fun. We got to hang out. We don't always get to do that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
first time in 2 years, and so to see her
Yeah.
in person was great.
I was excited for two reasons, Jim. One, because I got to see you in person. And two, because nobody else in my family likes Mexican food besides regular tacos, like tacos with meat and cheese, like no vegetables on it, like, so actual like Mexican food and Jim Fuse at the same time, like what better thing could there be
Right? Yeah, I know,
together?
and we even had adult beverages, which was nice, so that
Three
was
things.
3 things, 3
Three things
things.
together.
Yes.
Yes.
And, yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Glad we got to do it. And, but I but in 2 weeks from tomorrow, Tim, it's
Yes.
like, you gotta pinch me. I'm going to opening day of the Atlanta Braves baseball season. The defending world champions. We
Oh
are
my
going to
gosh.
be playing the Cincinnati Reds, and Cincinnati ain't got a chance. I'm just saying. Just saying. I
Oh
know.
my gosh.
But, I'm excited. It's a Thursday night game. Uh, I think they're gonna unveil the championship flag over the stadium, so that'll be a lot of fun. So, didn't know that it was
Wow.
gonna happen because before we left, they were in a lockout, but they all I guess now they're all getting along. I don't know how long this will last, um, but that was fun. But,
Yeah.
I don't know that people care that we're talking about our baseball and our tacos, but
I
what
think they
we
do.
do wanna talk
I
about
think they do care.
well, that's good to know. What we do wanna talk about is the amazing time we had at Social Media Marketing World 2022 in San Diego, California, and the weather was just amazing. I mean, I got to see my daughter. I spent a few extra days there, so I'm still on Pacific time, still trying to adjust to that.
Yes.
It's so weird, right, when you have a 3-hour difference. And then the time changed, and that, like I was like, "Oh my
Yes, on
gosh."
Sunday. We got there, like Friday, and then Sunday, we lost an hour of sleep.
Right, right. Yeah, like, thanks a lot, thanks a lot, but, it's great to see, we've got Gail and,
Hey, gal.
Elizabeth, Elias Hernandez is here,
Welcome.
Stefan Kaplan and as well, so we got folks watching on Facebook and, LinkedIn. Join us on our YouTube channel too as well if you'd like to, or at least we'd love if you would subscribe over there.
Yes, please subscribe. We beg you. We beg you. We beg you. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, because
Please.
yeah, we learned a lot about YouTube. But, Tim and I both volunteered with the Connections crew. Things were a little different this year, but,
Yeah.
I thought it I thought it worked out well. I mean, we got to connect with a lot of people. We got to see our friends from
See.
StreamYard
In person, in the
in
flesh.
person. Like, I didn't know Dana Bentz was tall. It was kinda funny. I said, "You look shorter on screen."
Right? We never know how tall people are based on the box on the screen.
Right, right. Because her head's always, like, the same size as Julie Riley, but, Julie is, like me, vertically challenged, and so it was great to see her and Carly and Joanne and,
Yeah.
Julie and, gosh, I'm probably missing somebody from the StreamYard team, and I
We
apologize,
love
but
them all
we
equally.
love all of you, yes, and, they
Yes.
had some great swag, and then another one that I met too, they showed up is Volley. Volley
Volley.
is this new free app, you gotta check it out. If
Shout
you
out to
want an
Volley.
invite, let me know, I'm happy to invite you over there, where you can have, like, video conversations. Some people say it's kinda like, I never did it, Marco Polo. I always think of Marco
Oh,
Polo as the game you play in the swimming pool.
yeah.
Um, but, and Tim, you got on it, right? So we can, like,
Mhm.
send a video message, and then you can respond when you want, you can create groups. So
Yeah.
it's really meant as a competitor to Slack. And
Right.
so I got to see the volley team there, great guys, very friendly, and, they're continuing to make improvements. They've added, the ability to do threads. Who knows? Maybe we'll have volley join us on a future Tim and Jim show. I'll see if I can make that
Ooh,
happen.
that
Uh,
would be cool.
yeah, so they can
So
they can give it.
you could do group video messages, or you could
Well,
also do one-on-one, right?
yes, yes. So when you do the group, everybody sees it, and now you can create like threads. So like if I wanted to start a thread on your specific response, it's like you press down on it and then it like starts a thread. So it's almost reminds me of a crossword puzzle because you go this way and this way. You can do
Right.
audio responses, you can do text responses, you can upload pictures, GIFs. It has closed captioning,
That's
so
good.
that's great for the
Accessibility
folks
is
with,
good.
yeah, yeah, so,
And
yeah, I
Stefan
think
said he wants an invite and he loves volleyball. Is it Android friendly? Well, I
it
used it,
is.
so
It is
it
not
must
only
be.
Android, it's also PC and desktop, or I should say Mac, so it's all of them.
Ooh,
It's all the
all of
feels,
them.
right? Oh, and then hello
Hey,
to our
Junaid.
friend Junaid, who we also got to meet in person for
Yes,
the first
in
time,
person.
and so
Junaid.
that was really cool, and so, I mean,
Yes.
Agora Pulse was there. They just launched, if you're not aware of it, their social media Pulse community. It was great to see
Yes.
Deb Mitchell and, Christine
Christine
Gritmon. They're doing a
Gritman.
lot of great things. In fact,
Yes.
they asked Chris, Stone to write an article about getting started with, Amazon Live. That's actually already posted in the social media Pulse community. So
Wow.
they've
Shout out
got a
to Chris
Facebook
Stone.
group. I think it's social media pulse, right? I think it's that simple. Maybe we can find the link later. So if you're
Yeah.
interested, it's free, right? FREE, free. Doesn't cost you
F
not
F
even a not even
F
a dime or a
No,
penny.
it's not working out. Yeah.
But they're gonna have mastermind groups in it, and I think we actually, Tim, I have a little surprise for you.
What is it? What is it,
We're
Jim?
going to have the head of community for Agora Pulse on this show. I talked to Deb, and we just
Ooh,
gotta arrange the, what do you call, the wiring diagram, so he'll be on here, probably in the next couple months, so that'll be
that's
exciting.
exciting, Jim.
So, that's the nice thing about in person, we get to talk to
Yeah.
people, meet people. We met Jeff in high def. Did you get to meet Jeff in high def? Jeffrey Fitzgerald, who's that really tall
No.
guy.
Who is
He
that?
he's given out he's quite the live streamer himself, and, I think he used to be in the TV land,
I don't know
but
him.
he also, he's got a group. I'll make sure you get invited to that group. Junaid invited me there,
Okay.
and, yeah, so it was interesting, but, the what was different to me was there was a lot of talk about Web 3.0,
Mhm.
a little bit about, VR, AR when Kathy Hackle talked, and then, what is it? NFTs, a little bit about crypto. And as much as I found that interesting, and I don't know what you think, Tim, but I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
I don't think that the masses are ready for it yet. I think it's one of those things. If you're an early adopter and you've got time, sure, go ahead, explore it. I mean, I've done a little bit of stuff with it. When I think what I do like is some of our, people we admire, Brian Fanzo, Brian Kramer,
Shout out to all the
Mark
Bryans.
Schaefer's.
Yes,
They
Mark.
have creator coins through a site called Rally.io,
Mm.
and also Joe Polizzi, who I saw his talk. And so these coin, you have to think of NFTs and coins if you're going to get into it. It's not so much about like digital art. Like I could maybe make that poster behind me into a NFT, but you got to add value because it's not just like, oh, because heck, Stefan could be making NFTs left and right with all the photos he's taken, and maybe that might be something that he might consider. Um, but it's still one of those things. I'm not completely comfortable with it. I mean, what are your thoughts from what you saw on it?
Yeah, so I'm still trying to grasp the whole concept. And I think that a lot of people, especially small business owners, right? A lot of our audience are small business owners. And I think a lot of people that are going to embrace NFTs are more advanced marketing people, more advanced tech people, right? A lot of small business owners are still trying to figure out how Facebook works, or maybe they're moving beyond Facebook now, right? Into other platforms. Maybe they're moving into Volley or other there's a lot of talk at the conference about short form video, right? About
Hmm.
TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts and things like that. So I think a lot of some of our audiences is just trying to figure out those kind of things. you know they get overwhelmed by all these abbreviations, NFTs and ABCs and whatever they are, right?
Yes, yes.
So I'm still trying to grasp a lot of this myself, to be honest.
Well, and even when they talked like the world we're in today, which I guess is Web 2.0,
Right.
which is all these social platforms, and there was some explanations. I still think we have a lot of people even just trying to grasp that, let alone
Yeah.
move to something futuristic. In fact, if you don't subscribe to Smart Hustle from Ramon Ray, he just
Yeah.
wrote a really good article that I read yesterday about what he thought about the whole NFT thing. And he was kind of like, and I don't disagree with him. Um, don't feel like you're missing out on anything. There's no need to rush because, to your point, Tim, there's still a lot of things that we can be doing
Yeah.
for our businesses where we don't do that. And even the whole aspect, and I own an Oculus Quest 2 and I enjoy using it. I
Yeah.
don't think everybody's ready to run around with virtual reality goggles on in order to meet people, right? To me, the way we got to meet each other again, and that's like in person is the best, right? No
I
doubt
have my
about it.
first in-person meeting since the pandemic next Thursday, Jim.
Wow. I'm actually going to one tomorrow.
Are you?
It's a presentation by someone I've met on Twitter a while back, and I've met him finally in person. John Clunan is doing a like a marketing thing, and that'll be probably one of the first I've really done as
Yeah.
well because I just goes back to the value
Yeah.
of, is it worth it for me to go? So I'll be interested. And so that was one of the big topics. But I think both of us got to see one of our favorite people in the world, Judy Fox, LinkedIn. Uh, and she to me she is a LinkedIn expert. And some people are called an expert, and they're like, nah, she is an expert. We saw her presentation, amazing. In fact, I just made a post on LinkedIn last night with that was a recap of the three things I got out of it, and I wrote that post based on the feedback she had given us on how to write a post. And I'm already, Tim, and I did this at night, right? It wasn't like I did it first thing in the morning. And I'm blown away about how many views I already have on that post.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I followed the Fox Rocks formula. What did you
Hmm.
think of what Judy had to say about LinkedIn?
Yeah. I thought, here, do you want to share your post? I have it here.
Oh, sure, you can. Yeah, we can do that.
Here,
Wow.
it's
Thank
down
you,
below.
Tim. Thank you, Tim Sohn. Wow.
Of course, of course. There it is. Here, I'll blow it up a little bit so people can see.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, like it was funny. She used the Etch a Sketch as the like the mind thing of like how many times do I have to you're gonna have to shake the Etch a Sketch to change your mindset, because the first thing is that LinkedIn is professional, and she's like, no, it's more than that. It's leadership.
Yeah.
And so these were the three ways that we could use leadership is right. We can be curious by asking questions, creating by giving action steps, and then coaching, we become a go to resource. And then a couple of great things as well, right? The landing page and website. I mean, there's all these things on our profile that we aren't taking advantage of. And the, and then even our company pages. In fact, did you see yesterday, Tim,
Yeah.
that they're going to be rolling out newsletters to company pages?
Ooh.
And it also looks like more company pages are going to start to get LinkedIn Live. I checked our pages. We don't have it yet, but it looks like you got to have at least 150 followers on your LinkedIn company page to get the followers. So something to think about. But I think what I really loved was she called it how to radically take radical ownership of your inbox, right? Because I think we all get those spam messages. And so to actually have a way to respond, and she's like, hey, let's, take it to the DMs, or take it to, I should say, to the feed. Let's follow each other and get to know each other first before I, let you into my inbox. And I thought that was great because I've struggled with that uh, for a while, because I get these people that if I connect with them, all of a sudden it's like, you know, they just like, "Hey, let me help you with your HR. Hey, let's have a call." And I'm like, I don't even know you."
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I still struggle with, like if you get spam, like is it really worth responding to? Even after listening to Judy, and she's amazing. I even took her business accelerator, her
Yes.
LinkedIn business accelerator, and I've learned so much from her. Like, is it worth the time to respond to that?
Right.
You know,
Right.
which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't know.
Well, it
But
can
it's
it
yeah.
can be overwhelming, right? It can be
Yeah.
overwhelming to try to manage your inbox. And so I think it was extremely helpful for her to talk to us about that, and how, wow, I never thought of it from that perspective. And so definitely going to make some changes. The other thing on your profile, have a call to action. Like she
Yes.
actually showed where you could now put a link in, I think it was on your mobile. So like if people, want to schedule or whatever, they could click it right there. So that was another new feature. I still don't have the notification bell, but I don't know if it's something I did in my setup. I might have to call LinkedIn help and say, "Hey, how come I don't have the bell? What am I doing wrong?" Because everybody says, "Well, I see the bell on your profile." It says because you have the bell, but I don't have the bell. Um,
Right.
so I think that's good. But yeah, I thought she was amazing. First time speaking for her, and also another first time speaker that I thought was amazing was Diana Gladney, who we both got a chance to see talking about YouTube. Give me some of your thoughts there, Tim.
Yeah, she just had so much advice. So much advice. Let me pull up a few thoughts from that. What did you think, Jim? What were some takeaways you had from that?
Well, first of all, I mean, she was an extremely polished speaker. I mean,
Yeah.
she had us laughing, she had us thinking. She was just great, and I was so glad to finally, that's another person, first time meeting her in person.
Yes.
And, just thinking about, how I would say part of it is you have to think about how are you serving your audience, I think that was a big takeaway I got from her, because it seems like a lot of people do these YouTube videos because they think, oh, well, if I just throw up a bunch of videos, I'm going to start making a bunch of money and I'm going to get a bunch of followers. And it doesn't quite work quite that way. And I think that was one of the challenges that you know that I think we have in general. I mean, we've been on YouTube for how long would you say, Tim? Probably a couple years.
Yeah,
And
probably.
and now granted, we don't push it. um
No, we should more of
but
that.
we have over 200 subscribers, but we also have, if you want to call it, long form video content. And some people don't want to watch a half hour video. But
Right.
I don't think we've looked at it as, do we, oh, we should do shorts and we should do all these other videos, because we also both have our, if you want to call it, our personal brands, our business brands. You have Sown Social Media Solutions. I have Fusion Marketing. So I don't think we've said, oh, well, we got to get all these followers on YouTube. Now, maybe that's something we'll rethink.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of what I think my perspective has been. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, she shared so much knowledge. She had this one slide called 4 stages to creating intros that drive higher audience retention. I want to share it with you guys. Let me see if I can
Okay.
do that. She just has so much knowledge, and I've watched so many of her videos over the pandemic, and I don't think I even heard of her since before the pandemic. I've watched so many videos, and she has such a great. She has so much knowledge. I've learned so much from her, over this time period. Let me send this to myself so I can share it. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Yeah. And Krista said, "Can you share the link to your post, Jim?"
Yes, and I I did just do that.
Oh, thanks. Awesome.
And I I just tagged Diana Gladney in the comments, Krista, if you want to know who we're talking about there. She's
Awesome.
and I mean, she does a lot too. If you want to know about cameras, oh my gosh, she's like
Yeah.
the camera queen.
She's
Definitely.
definitely the camera queen.
Yes. And
Yeah. Let me pull this up here.
I thought too. I mean,
Yeah.
I know, I don't know about you, Tim, but I definitely walked away with some new friends, and also it was great
Yeah.
to reinforce old friendships. It was great to see Sarah Clay and Andrew and
Yeah.
Pete, and you also got to meet a couple new folks, Allie and Cheryl, who are also from England. Well, Cheryl's from England, Allie is from Ireland, and also got to see Amanda Webb. And I think that
Yeah.
it was just really, really great to see them. We actually, the day after the conference, we went to Hotel de Coronado, had a couple drinks, enjoyed the sun,
Yeah.
lobster rolls. I mean, it was so nice to
Yeah.
just hang out. So I would
Yeah.
tell you, if you're thinking about going for the conference, if you can, in your schedule, have a day or two either before or after to spend some time in San Diego. And the San Diego's Visitors Bureau is not paying me to say that. It is a beautiful
Maybe
city.
they will next year.
Maybe they will next year. And it was just yeah, amazing place to visit. I can see that. And yes, now Krista, I know Krista used to live out that way before she
Oh, did
went
she?
over to France, and she's saying it's amazing at Coronado. Yeah, that as well. And right, this is a funny comment, right? Uh, all long form content on YouTube, but some
Yeah.
people like it, and that's okay. So I think
Yeah.
you know I think in general with social sometimes, and I think this was another comment that I can't remember who said it, but don't try to be like everybody else, be yourself. And I
Yeah.
think that's part of the challenge with the social, to what you were talking about earlier, Tim, is the fact that, "Oh, well, I gotta do reels, I gotta do TikTok, I gotta do that."
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. Oh, and it's, Dr. Elo, great to see you. Thank you for
Hello.
joining us today,
Hello,
and
hello.
I think I wonder if he's going to, Orlando. Dr. Elo, are you
Oh,
going to Podfest, VidFest? That's my next big conference that I'm going to in person.
that's awesome.
I mean, I guess technically I'm going to my Toastmasters district conference. That's in person as well here in Atlanta, but traveling again. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Now, Tim, are you planning to go to any more conferences this year?
I don't have any plans to, but I agree with you that, I mean, this time for Social Media Marketing World, I stayed, I traveled in on Friday and I left Friday. The conference itself went Monday to Wednesday and we had training on Sunday. So I had some time that I could hang out with Jim on Friday, and I went on some excursions on Saturday, and on and on Thursday and Friday also. I went to Coronado also one day, and went to Universal Studios one day, and it was nice because the other two times that I've been to San Diego, I really just went to the event and I didn't travel, like I didn't see much other than that. So this time it was nice to be able to hang out and go on some adventures outside of the conference. It was definitely nice to, and also like you were saying, Jim, to just to spend some time with people that that I already knew, or to meet new people, just to be able to have that time to to connect with people, especially um, after not having that much time over the last 2 years to do that.
Right.
It was just nice to see people again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the conference next year will be March 13th to the 15th. So it's also still going to be that Monday to Wednesday time frame. And so I think at this point I'm planning to go, if again as a volunteer. Uh, and that's another thing. Any conference you may want to check into, because if you're like, oh, the ticket price is high, if you become a volunteer, a lot of times you get a ticket to the event, you get
Yeah.
access to the recordings, and you get, to me, the most important thing for me is the networking.
Yeah, totally.
Because I'll go back and watch some of the sessions again, or like I did go see Shailene Johnson and her son talk about Instagram growth, and they had some things that are working for them, and I have to kind of go back and think about that, and see, because when you do some of these things, right, you have to be consistent. We're consistent with this show. We've been consistent for going on 4 years in August,
Can you
and
believe that, Jim? Almost four
it's
years.
it's hard to believe.
Yeah.
And they didn't talk about Twitter, as you know. I'm a big
I
Twitter
know.
user fan, so I was a little
Yeah.
disappointed in that. uh, I will say, as because Twitter's been doing a lot. They've got communities now. They've got Twitter Spaces. There was only one talk on social audio. I didn't see that, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
Like here, even on all the, as Chris likes to say, on all the tubes, it they're all coming out with their own audio stuff, right? I mean, you've got
Yeah.
LinkedIn, Twitter.
LinkedIn, Twitter.
Uh, it did seem like a lot of people think Clubhouse is going downhill. So that's something I think that we have to keep an eye on. Um,
We'll see.
so we
Yeah.
we shall see. And oh wow, she lost her ticket because since she was in France. That is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Um, and so, oh, I like this too. Plan a boat ride.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah. That would definitely be fun. Yeah.
yes.
And I walked with Tim Lewis Tim
Wow.
Lewis. This was on. I don't remember which day it was. I was walking around San Diego and I sent Tim Lewis a message and I said, "Tim, are you around?" And he said, "Yes, I'm only a few blocks away from you." And we walked for 3 hours. I did not know that Tim Lewis walks 5 to 10 miles a day. Did you know that, Jim?
I did not.
He walks for 5 to 10 miles a day.
I'm trying to I'm walking about 5, but it's not every day. It
Wow.
depends on the weather.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's awesome. I didn't know he was doing that. And he just finished visiting his 30th state.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Krista, we definitely hope we get to meet you in
Yeah.
person there. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Definitely.
Maybe next year. Maybe 2023 is the year.
Maybe.
Very, very possible.
Yeah.
So Tim, we probably should play our video from our friends over at StreamYard. What do you think?
That's a great idea. Let's do that.
All right.
We love it. And we are back. We're doing the Tim. Jim is doing the Tim. Tim is doing the Tim. Are you doing the Tim?
You were doing the Tim in San Diego.
I was doing the Tim.
Yes.
Because I'm Tim and that's what Tim does.
Yeah. Oh, and I love this comment that Krista just made. Sitting is the new smoking. You got to walk. That's so true.
There you go.
In fact, I'm not sitting right now. I'm standing. I stand at my desk.
And I'm apparently smoking. So
okay, Tim, we need to
because I'm sitting.
That. So Tim,
Jim,
what would you say? What would you say that people need to think about if they're thinking about going to the conference? I mean, what are some of the things that you really struck you as being important that you felt was worthwhile? Because that's, I think tickets are about $800 right now through Friday, and then they're going to keep going up. What are your thoughts there?
I mean, to me, the biggest thing is the connections that you make at the conference. And in person, now more than ever, those in-person connections are just invaluable. I mean, like through the pandemic, we've all seen the amazing connections we can make through a screen, but then actually being able to see somebody in person and take that connection in person is just incredible. Which, I know we've both had the opportunity to do that in person, Jim, to, meet people that we've seen it on screen and then meet them in person at Social Media Marketing World. That's awesome. And then you never know where those relationships are going to go, whether, you're going to be friends, you're going to collaborate in some way. Maybe they'll become a client. Maybe, you never know what's going to happen. Maybe you'll end up on their live stream show or podcast or in their book or whatever it is. And I really like how they did the event this year, that everything for the most part, except registration, was on one level in the convention center. Before there was other things going on downstairs, but this year it was all on one level. So there were more opportunities for conversations between people on the one level.
Right.
What do you think, Jim?
I miss the networking plaza personally. I think, I know it was a smaller group because they didn't have as many attendees. And so they, like you said, they kind of consolidated things.
Yeah.
But people didn't realize that like the Table Talks room was there. They had 20 tables set up.
Yeah.
And I know in the past, not only would you have all these different topics, but then you would even have some of the speakers would come out and join people at the tables and have those conversations. I don't think that occurred as much, at least from my perspective. And so that, that would be my one thing that I'd like to see maybe come back next year. Hard to say. They are launching a new conference in the fall called Crypto Business. I'll be curious to see how that works out. And we all got an NFT. I don't know if you claimed yours yet, Tim. You have till I think it's Friday to set it up.
Not yet, but I will. Yeah.
because apparently they're gonna, we'll see how that goes. I claimed mine, but I'm still kind of like you, like, what's this gonna do? But maybe it's gonna be worth millions of dollars someday. So I don't want to
Maybe.
be mad that I missed out on it.
That's right.
Um, yeah. Oh, and Krista mentioned that Brian, he not only did it, you do it that one time, but he did it this time. He came out and he kidnapped Tim, and that was a little scary when I saw Tim was in LA. I was like, is he gonna make it back in time for the conference? He has
I
work
did
to
make
do.
it back in time.
Yes, yes. So that was funny, and I'm glad you guys had a great time and got to see each other in person, because I know you guys have done a lot together. So
Yes.
so Tim, we actually have a guest next week.
We have a guest. That is
Yes,
good. Who is
yes.
our guest next week?
It is none other than Kelly Tenney. Did I say that right?
You did say it right.
So what do you know about Kelly? Because you invited her.
Yes, yes. I know that she is going to be on the show next week. Yes, I know that uh she is a master of courses and mini
Ah,
courses. Yes.
good.
So we are excited to have her on next week.
That will be very cool. And so who was the biggest, I guess, who was the person you were happiest to meet? Maybe I'll put it that way, that maybe you hadn't met before.
Somebody came up to me during the conference and said, did I tell you this, Jim?
No, no.
She
Breaking
said,
news.
it's you. And I said, do I know you? And she said, it's you. And I said, what's your name? And she said, the 24-hour, the virtual event, the
Oh,
cancer
wow.
show. And I said,
Wow.
yeah. And she's never commented on any of the shows, I don't think, or the virtual event or anything. And we had this great conversation. And then she invited me. She has 3 live stream shows.
Wow.
And I just never, it just totally caught me off guard. You never know who's watching, right?
Yes.
People don't always comment on your shows. And it just touched me in a way that you just never know who's watching, right? And I
Mhm.
think she impacted me the most of all the interactions I had that week. Because I never heard of her before. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Tim, that is such an important point that you bring up about you never know who's watching. I mean, because not only does it apply like with our live stream, but it also applies to what you post on social,
Yeah.
right? You just never know who's watching. There's a lot of lurkers out there. In fact, over in Volley in a thread, we were talking about how if you how do I put it? Um, I have a Twitter list or different private Twitter lists where I'm like watching companies, watching people, but I'm not following them. I'm not necessarily commenting because maybe I'm trying to learn about, a new area that I have interest in that I'm not sure that if I want to get into it. I mean, NFTs is a great example. So, yeah, you just never know who's watching. And I know when I was doing more in-person stuff,
Yeah.
and hello to, uh, I think we've got another visitor here. Um,
Yes.
Rob
Say,
Statham. Did I say it
hey
wrong?
Rob.
Great to see you.
Welcome,
And
welcome.
he says he's going to definitely check this out next year for sure. Yeah, definitely. You want to do that. It is funny too, Tim, that I've noticed that the comments are coming into LinkedIn faster on StreamYard than they are on LinkedIn.
That is interesting.
It's kind of weird. So I don't
Yeah.
know what that glitch is, but definitely something to consider. But yeah, keep an eye out there, folks. There's lots of people writing recaps about things that they saw at Social Media Marketing World. Uh, Lots of things continuing to evolve. It is an ever changing world when it
Yeah.
comes to social media.
What about
And
you, Jim? Who were you
oh,
most
for
excited
me,
to see at Social Media Marketing World?
a lot of it was the reconnections, but who would
Yeah.
I say? Gosh, that's a tough one. Um,
You're such a people person.
I thought first time I've seen him speak, Joe Polizzi was a great speaker. Got to meet him, for a moment in the hallway. So yeah, check out the Tilt. I should probably share. I'll share that in the comments. Even Mark Schaefer said he reads his newsletter. It's a great newsletter, talking about all the things he's having a creator economy, I think, expo. It's
Oh,
a conference in Arizona in May, and
oh
I know
wow.
there's going to be several people that we know that'll be speaking there. So I think that's the other thing. I think when you look at things like Social Media Week Lima, even though this was a big conference, it was a how would I put it? You realize that sometimes the smaller ones are more intimate, and you really
Yeah,
get a chance to connect even more.
yeah,
And that's one of the things I really appreciated about the conference this year is it was a little smaller. Um, but got to see a lot of our friends, but there were a lot of people that weren't able to make it this year. So that would be the one thing of why I would want to go back next year is because some of those people that didn't make it this year said, "Hey, I'm going to go next year." And so that's another place that people may want to consider if when you're doing that travel budget. And like I said, don't forget volunteering can be a way to go somewhere. You put in a little work, but you get rewarded by you get to connect and you know maybe who knows someday you get to be a speaker at the conferences. You get to know the people there. So uh,
yeah,
but yeah, that was definitely one of my favorites, and yeah, and just getting to, see so many, old getting to meet Doc Rock in person was great.
yes,
Finally getting to see Doc in person,
yeah,
and that was a lot of fun. The Ecamm fam, we're friends
yeah,
with all of them, and there's so many streaming tools now. I mean, I know we love, what StreamYard does for us, but so many advances coming in the live streaming space. You got to keep your eyes open and figure out what works best for you. And so I think
yeah. It
definitely
was
fun stuff.
it was great to see the different tools, like the different people and the different brands out there at the in the sponsorship
Right,
section or whatever we called it this year. Um, especially with the growth of them through COVID, seeing them out there. A lot's changed since the last social media marketing world in terms of streaming has grown so much.
right.
So it's cool to see them out there and meet more of their teams. That was awesome.
Yep, very true.
Yeah.
So I think Tim, I think we're going to wrap this week's episode up. It was great
Yeah.
to see everyone, and we will see you
Yes.
next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Since Batman's out, we can say that, right?
Shout out to Batman.
And I hope everyone has a great rest of your week. And let us know
Yes.
if you have other questions about social media marketing world, and we'll do our best to get you the answers. Take care, everyone.
Absolutely. Bye everyone. Let's all do the tune.